So when it comes to BMX brake pads, like these ones that I have in my hands here, you could talk for 30 minutes about everything to do with brake pads that you could ever possibly need to know. And that's exactly what I did in another video, but if you're here, that means you want to find the shortest, easiest explanation of brake pads that you possibly can because you just want to know which brake pads to put on your bike. Well, that's why we're here. So let's talk about BMX brake pads. There's pretty much only two things that you really need to consider whenever buying brake pads. That's the compound that the brake pad is actually made of, as well as how it fastens to your brake arms.
So starting out here, I want to talk about the compound that the brake pad is actually made out of. I think this is going to be the determining factor for most people buying brake pads, and that is because the different compounds can not only affect how well your brakes work, but also the noise that's generated by them. And as long as I can remember in BMX, there have been three main choices for brake pad compounds that I've seen people use. That is salmon, black, and clear. And there are some different implications of these choices. A lot of people have ridden salmon brake pads because they say they're quiet and also that they work really well on chrome rims. People use black brake pads for similar reasons, that they're even quieter, they may be a little less aggressive, and they like feathering their brakes a little bit. And then when we talk about clear brake pads, these are the loudest brake pads. They also stop the best, and they can stop instantly. So basically, when it comes down to it, if you want quiet brakes, you're going to go between salmon and black. If you want your brakes to be more aggressive and stop sooner and quicker, and you want them to be quiet, or you're using a chrome rim, salmon may be the choice for you. If you're really just concerned with stopping and you don't care about anything else, you might do a tire tap here and there, well then black brake pads probably are going to be just fine. But if you're like me and you're doing tricks that require you to stop on a dime instantly and know that they're there every single time, clear is probably going to be the choice for you.
So now that you've learned about the different compounds that BMX brake pads can be made of and made your choices there, let's talk a little bit about how they actually fasten to the bike. So as you can see, there's two different styles right here, and it's pretty simple of a choice. You either are going to get a studded version like this that either has an Allen bolt or Allen nut that tightens with an Allen wrench like this one, or you're going to get a version with an actual nut on it. There's a hex nut, and it's going to tighten with a crescent wrench or a 10mm wrench. Or you're going to get a low profile version like these that all pretty much tighten with a 5mm Allen like this one. Now, the reasons why you'd consider this is that the studded version can catch your shoes or your pants, and the low profile version doesn't. It's pretty much that simple. If you don't think you'll have problems with that and you want to get something like these, well, then there you go. But if you think for any reason that your pants or shoes might catch on this on your bike, well then you might want to consider the low profile version.
Another brake pad option worth mentioning in this quick explanation are the Odyssey Ghost pads. These pads don't have any spacers on them, so you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to toe them in or getting them parallel or being parallel to the sidewall of the rim. They're natively towed in so that when you put them on, all you have to do is line them up with the sidewall of the rim itself. They're already towed by how they're made, and then just picking which compound that you want to use there as well. So black is the same we've mentioned previously, red is kind of like the salmon that we've talked about previously, and clear is obviously clear.
So at the ground level and in a nutshell, that's pretty much all I think you need to consider whenever choosing which BMX brake pads you're going to buy. There are a ton of other things to learn about brake pads and factors that can play a part in this, like the material of your rim or the surface of it, whether it's painted or anodized or whatever. But we get into all of that information in the in-depth version of this video, which you can watch right here with everything you could possibly want to learn about brake pads. So I hope this one helped you in a more concise way. Thank you for watching it. And if you want to support me or my channel in any way, there's a bunch of links and discount codes in the description down below for things that you probably need to buy anyways, that when you buy them saves you money and helps me at the same time. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.